Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Faith in Home Buying, equipping people of faith for the home buying process. And hello to my buddies. I have Audrey Hutton and Leah. Please say hello to the folks.
Hello, everybody. Super excited to be here.
Hey there. Hey there. Tamika, you didn't get the memo about
I didn't get the memo about what?
Today.
Yeah, I sure didn't. I was completely
about the turtle.
The turtle. I know I didn't, but that's okay because I got the festive one. I don't know if you guys got that memo, like, Christmas
Missed that
is
memo.
around the corner. It's the start of December. Yay. And can you believe it's already Christmas or the Christmas time? My gosh. I mean, I swear they were. Yeah, no, they were getting, speaking of, today's topic, just for the audience to know, is going to be goal setting. And my goodness, I swear that these, the goal setting for Christmas getting sooner and sooner and putting things out there is getting like more and more in September.
Yeah, exactly.
So like in setting goals, I guess they figured they want to get people in the holiday spirit a little bit sooner and say, forget Thanksgiving, because you know who celebrates that anyway, right? Let's get into the Christmas year this year. But yes, so today, the topic that I think you ladies too, because you guys are goal setters too, right? And I think majority of the people probably listening are goal setters. I have recently become more of a goal setter. That's just my personality type, but it's just more like, okay, I see it, I'm going to go do it, and I'll figure out when I get there, right? But we're going to talk more about goal setting, and I think it's just really, really poignant. Like honestly, like I'm not like a yearly New Year's resolution type of person. I've never been that way because I just feel like this stuff just doesn't work. But I think more realistically, how can you set goals for yourself in business and in life, but to have it actually set through God's lens? I think that's really, really important. And it's amazing that I've actually been through this process recently with her name is Shay Bynes. And I mean, she's amazing. She's a kingdom entrepreneur, kind of a business coach, but in the entrepreneurial sense. And I was on her podcast probably about a couple months back, and she's been mentoring me on how to have the perspective of business seen through the eyes for business and for kingdom. And one of the things that she has tasked me with is kingdom goal setting. And so that's kind of what I felt that, like this would be a great thing to talk about, just how you do that in your business and how you do it in your personal self, but how do you look at it in the guise of a business? And so question, so either one of you can answer this. Like, so are you business or goal setting folks? Let's try Leah.
I didn't want to start because I always kind of just jump in all excited all the time. So I was like, let me just refrain. So yeah, I'm a goal setter. And I have a calendar that I use, and I'm probably use it maybe 40% of the year, which is, I know, really, really bad with my intentions there. And it's broken down to 15-minute increments actually. So whether I plan my week on Sunday, and I'll put on all the big blocks, and then throughout the day I will fill in what I've done so I can see my productivity. So it's either I'm going to if it's family, it's all scribble out. So like if it's gone through the day, at the end of the day, I kind of going through it throughout the day. I'm trying to go through it, and then I can see my big blocks of where my important money making activities at for my work, for my clients, and then I can calculate, because when you're a realtor, we tend to be a little bit more flexible with our supervisory skills, and so we might put things on the back burner when it comes to, oh, what, there's a field trip, okay, yeah, we'll go to that, and we're more flexible that way, and I don't want to be. I have way bigger goals in terms of just expanding, like Tamika, into different states, different countries. And so, yeah, so I break it down 15-minute increments, and that's a daily thing. I don't care if it's January 1st or December 31st. It's constantly every day, every week, every month.
Awesome. No, thanks for sharing. Audrey, what about you?
Yeah, to kind of second what Leah was saying, I love how she mentioned calendar because I'm that cheesy person. I love New Year's resolutions. It's so magical. I think it's something that I resonate with as being younger and watching movies and just, that kind of thing where it's like you have goals, you want to meet them. I still love that. But as an adult and a businesswoman, it becomes just a regular part of your process. So while I don't do official New Year's resolutions, my business coach for the last 10 years, we do set goals. We break those goals down. Your calendar has to make room for those goals. Otherwise, those goals just are not going to happen. And I'm really conscious about setting goals in every area of my life. So you have money, family, spirituality, all the facets of your life. And I like to look at each area of my life and say, okay, what would I rate that area? And what needs attention? What needs my focus? So let's say if I have really close family relationships, but I'm really lacking in, my routines and spirituality, and need to spend more time with God, then my calendar has to reflect that, building in 15 more minutes weekly or every morning and being very specific so that way I can bump that area and that goal of my life up. So I love setting goals. I'm very goal oriented and constantly looking at them. And also looking where we fail. I think a lot of people set too aggressive goals. So I have learned to really just build that self-trust and to take it simple and say, okay, I can't make 100 phone calls in a day. Can I do 10? Right? Can I do 15? And when you do that, then you can add on to it. So for anybody that's kind of starting with those things, when I started 10 years ago with the goal setting, my goals were a lot simpler. Now being in the habit, you just kind of learn and build on that, and you can achieve those crazy aggressive goals. So I love it. Sign me up.
Yep. No, thank you both for being transparent with that. I suck at goal setting.
Because you do it naturally. There's some people that just don't need to set it because they just make it happen. You're one of those people.
I really do. I suck at it. However, but I'm really good at, and this is for all y'all that suck at it, but one thing I am good at is developing like a long-term business type of plan. And I'll, continue to kind of navigate towards that area and to accomplish it. So it's either or, but, I don't think one person's really good at like all of it. I guess there's some people are like really high functioning type, but I'm now learning how to do it. Whereas kind of like you have Proverbs 6:3, kind of like in the midst of it. Because a lot of times when we set business goals, a lot of times we don't have a God factor inside of it. We may have a spiritual part, but we don't have a God factor. Like, God, what do you want me to do? What direction do you want me to go? How do you want me to do it? Who do you want me to, to talk to? What season am I in? See, those are the things that in a typical goal setting is not there. And so Shay, I'm going to be giving some tips over here, not too much, but enough. So I think that's going to just inspire some people to look at what they're doing and probably add a little bit more of that God component in it. And you might be surprised. God might sit here and kind of knock you on a different, path that you didn't even think was something that was a direction that you should have went on or that you're going on, right? So First and foremost, let's look at Proverbs 6:3. I love that verse because it does talk about, it says, let's see here, let me just read it. So commit your works to the Lord and your thoughts will be established. So that's Proverbs 16:3. However, I love the amplified version of it too. Let me read that, which is a little bit more revelation, right? I'm sorry, this is in Proverbs 17:19, where it talks a little bit more about like where there's no vision, right? So where there's no vision, no revelation of God, and in his word, the people are unrestrained. So ultimately, if you don't have the revelation of God in your business and in life, a lot of things that you're doing are probably for more selfish ambition, self-sustainability, that kind of thing, especially if you're not asking God to come into it and actually bless it, versus it being like, Lord, bless my mess, versus God, no, what do you want to do? And so that I know that you'll bless it, right? But in Proverbs 6:3, going back to that, commit your works to the Lord to be established. I love this because one of the things in which, Shay talks about, she says, kind of like the kingdom version of that verse, right? Is transfer the burdens of your business activities to the Lord and trust him with them. When you do, your intention, your imagination, and plans will be fixed, ordained, and perfected by God. Basically, you have the mind of Christ and be in alignment with his will for your business. There's no better place to be. And so that's, again, her kind of amplified version of what that verse means. And I think when you look at it, right? And so like, I'm going to do high level stuff because I don't want to have like the whole thing. Like if you want more, like just shout me out later on. You guys can catch me at Tamika Ellsworth on Instagram, 408-561-7922. But I'm going to say some things, then have you guys comment and see what you think on being able to do these things. Okay. So the first thing she talks about is looking at things from a kingdom-driven lens, right? So first and foremost, letting it be God-inspired, I think is important, right? Kingdom-driven lens. So God-inspired, Holy Spirit. Basically, you can get inspired through scriptures. It can be practical. It could be relational. There's many different ways that you can be inspired. So that's like the first one, G, being God-inspired. The next one is L, being limitless. So a lot of times with our goals, we have things like, time, money, age, whatever, it's a limit. But when you're going through God, let's say, maybe there is no time, no age, no nothing. It's limitless. So basically, you don't put God in the box of a time frame. You say, God, I'm open to however you want to accomplish your goal through me in my life. We're going to pause right now because we got to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, I'm going to talk more about kind of the whole breakdown, high level, and we're going to speak a little bit more. And I think it's going to be really, really helpful for those coming into our next season, and then for you ladies just to give a little bit of a comment, right? So stand tuned. Faith and Home Buying, equipping people of faith, the home buying process. We're going to be doing some goal setting. Well, some quick kingdom goal setting in a little bit. Stay tuned. Hey everyone. Okay, welcome back. Now, remember, we are doing some goal setting, kingdom goal setting pointers. I think are truly important. And we're going to be having Leah and we have Audrey here who are going to be making some nice little comments and actually, maybe expanding on some things that you probably didn't know when it came to kingdom building goal setting, right? Because I'm always going against the grain saying, okay, no, we're not doing
such a rebel.
I am not doing, what is it? Sorry, I forgot the name of it.
Smart.
New Year's resolutions. I'm not doing New Year's resolutions. We are doing kingdom smart goal setting. So last segment, we talked about doing goal setting through a kingdom-driven lens. So I did the G, which is God-inspired. L being limitless. Don't put God in a box. Don't put time in a box. The next one would be A, which is aligned. Making sure that, as you're praying, you're doing that, you're aligned with God's purpose and will for your life. Because if you're over here on a different track and trying to do, and God's like, I need you over here, it's really understanding where am I aligned in order to do business, especially in the season that you're in. T would be transformational. A lot of times when people think about transformation, they think it is with character. It's depending on your time and your talents and your resources, just a currency of kingdom. Where are you utilizing these things so that you can be transformed into what God's building inside of you? S is specific goals that are clear and concise. So ultimately, what you're communicating? Do you have to have all the fluff? Can you communicate it clearly and people can catch it just without having even all the extra stuff, right? The M is it measurable? So we're kind of getting back into that smart goal setting. Is it measurable? Can you scale it? Is it something that's tangible? And then also T would be time-based. Do you have a particular amount of time and that it takes to reach these particular goals? So that is, it's not necessarily an acronym, but it's the kind of the process that you're looking at in order to see through a kingdom-driven lens. Any thoughts about kind of those things in comparison to kind of what you kind of typically see with goals and setting them?
So I do know the SMART acronym. I've never practiced it. This was the first time that I've heard of like a kingdom, driven goal template, which I love. But I usually, what I do, this is the other thing I forgot to mention too, is that I do use a thing called 7 equities. And I don't know if you've heard of that, but basically it's, you write down your goals for your mindset, your health, your soul, your family, social, business, finance. And then you can do this thing called icing, which is like the bonus. But you put like your goals in those, you chunk them up in those categories as well. So whatever is out there, I think a template of some sort should be used by everyone. But I especially like this one that you were talking about, Tamika. So I'm going to need to get something from you on that.
No, Leah, thank you for mentioning that. And here's a little bit more, just for the sake of the time, because we only got 30 minutes, right? So the next thing is, okay, so here are some questions to ask. And I love this because it's very practical on asking questions. And believe it or not, like a lot of the things that I do, because I'm a doer, like see it, do it, right? But a lot of this is actually sitting back and not holding yourself to such stringent rules, but it's actually taking the time to listen to what God has to say and be open to making these adjustments and pivots, right? So here are some questions to ask, which I thought were just kind of life-changing for me, especially even in this next season that I'm going into, right? So some questions to ask for like receiving God's heart is, Lord, it seems like it's simple, right? But what's on your heart concerning my business? What's on your heart? What's on your heart concerning my business, right? Number 2, like what's on your heart concerning the people that I serve? Right. And that's like number 1, where you can align yourself up to receiving God's heart for what it is that he wants you to do. Right. So how can you align in seeking God's wisdom for it? Right. Here's some questions. Check this out. What else would you like me to know concerning the goals for my business? Right. Another one would be, how do you desire to partner with me in this upcoming season? And that's the beauty about it, right? Because we don't have to do it alone. God, like, honestly, this is a partnership here. It really is.
Can you please post this? Yeah. Can you please create a template and just post it on your Instagram?
I think my writing is doing this justice.
We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see about that. And then, here's some other type of like little key pointers to things, right? So for alignment questions, like, how do you get yourself, into God's alignment? Because we talked about alignment. Lord, like, what do I need to do to start moving in the right direction? So it's a start question. What do I need to do to start doing and moving in the right direction? And here's for stop, right? Alignment. Anything I need to stop?
Probably the best question ever.
Yeah, exactly. Because most people will continue to grind and do the same thing. And the whole goal is, and this is why I love Shay, and I'll be shouting her out too, to the rooftops, is she's wrote a book called Grace Over Grind. And in this season of my life, and I hope a whole lot of people's lives, that we get out of the grind aspect and we actually operate in grace, especially if you being a child of God, knowing that, the things that I do, it doesn't have to be strife with it. God says he adds no sorrow to it. At the blessings of God addeth, out of life, and not in life more abundantly, but yet it doesn't add any sorrow to it. So how can I start doing more things without having so much sorrow to it, right? So anyways, going back, so stop. Anything I need to stop, and then stay. Anything I need to do, Lord, to walk away from, anything that I need to walk away from, but you are desiring me to stay and finish. So those things like, okay, I'm done with this. It's a completely new season. I need to, and God's like, I need you to stay to finish this thing out. I didn't tell you to quit. To finish and serve, right? And then lastly, to get in alignment is serve, right? Lord, how are you calling me to serve in this season? Who are you calling me to serve in this season, right? So there's so many other things aside from just our business and our goals, but it's our life and being able to transform our lives in the whole picture, right? Because if we're just doing goals, it's just said, even if we just kind of high level talk about spirituality and stuff, but we don't go into depth and saying, oh God, like, what really do you want me to do? This feels right. This sounds right. But I was like, I wanted you over here for a long time. And we wonder why we have these goals, but we still feel unfulfilled. There's a reason. There's a reason for it. So yeah, like I thought like that would be like a great thing. Like any thoughts, ladies, like on that, like Audrey, like, because I know you're a big goal setter. Like do these questions at all like spark anything in you to kind of say, you know what, maybe I want to try that a little different?
Oh, so much, and I love that grace over grind. So I think especially as entrepreneurs, as people that are used to grinding and pushing the limits and doing that, I think the biggest thing that has hit me in my journey is not just to ask the questions, and these are amazing questions. I wrote them down word for word. I'm gonna completely steal these and use them. And for people like me, where you're just used to the grind and you have to add the grace in, it's really, I think, easier to do that when you are motivated to do that for other people, but it's harder to do that for yourself. And if you don't do that for yourself, where is the time and the space to receive his word and to actually hear what he's trying to tell you? Because I'm getting better at it, but it's something that I absolutely have to practice. And I love, this is probably my favorite radio show yet, because we need the time to receive what he's trying to tell us. And that means kind of taking care of yourself and appreciating this body that he gave us and taking the time and space to listen. So absolutely love that. And it's so funny how you're saying, asking God when to stop and when to start. And maybe you might want to quit something. He's like, you're not done yet. How many times have we had life lessons that keep repeating, whether it's a different person to the same situation or the same person with a different situation? It seems like God is letting us learn these lessons until we are done. And once you're done with that lesson, you move on. So this is very powerful. I absolutely love this.
Yeah, no, 100%.
When you have to move on, though, I mean, that's when you think you're supposed to move on, he's like, no, I'm going to train you, and you're going to get smacked down a couple of times, but you're going to become really great at understanding how to get through these things for other people to learn from you.
Exactly. Well, see, a lot of times, which I am there because you're ready to go. Like, I'm done, with this. I need to move on to something else, or you quit prematurely. A lot of us forget that a lot of these things that we go through in life, especially these tests, they're for a reason. And I'm of the mindset, and like, especially the last several years of being just hit on top of the head, saying like, God, I don't want anything before my time anyway. Like, honestly, I want to be able to withstand everything that you have to put on these shoulders, everything that I have that you have for me. I want to be able to walk this thing out with my head held high, knowing that there's no imposter syndrome, there's no nothing on it, because I know that God's put me through the test of the things, from my integrity to who I am in business, to the woman that I am, the wife that I am, the friend that I am, the mother that I am, so that I can withstand the next things that you have for me in life, because I know that you're going to take me from glory to glory. And I'm excited for that. And, and just even in this process is, we're winding down right now on our segment though, but even in this process.
Took us to church. You took us to church. So thank you.
Well, I mean, hey, but still, if this message has touched your heart, I'd love to go more into detail. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth, because I love this topic now that I'm like on this whole goal setting thing, right? But I'd love to talk about it a little bit more. But ladies, how to be in contact with you real quickly, Audrey?
You can reach us at 408-426-8755 or Hutton Mortgage Team on social media.
All right. And Leah?
And I vote for a part 2 next Thursday. My on goal setting. You can reach me on Instagram at leah.momentum.
Absolutely. No, and thank you very much, listeners. I think we might take you up on that, because honestly, this is a great topic. If you want more information too, write into me, DM me. Actually, you can call me 408-561-7922 or DM me over on Instagram, Tamika Ellsworth. Believe me, I will pick up and I will get back to you. It really is a real number. Thank you all, everyone. Be blessed. And hey, happy goal setting. All right, take it easy.